When my wife betrayed me, I silently took her home from her money, her lover, until she was left with nothing. And when she finally begged to come back, my response left her in tears. We weren't always like this. Once I loved her beyond built a life around her whispered promises. We had a home, a routine, and unshakable trust. Or so I thought. Then came the night she came home late. The sudden distance in her touch. The stolen glances at her phone. The neighbors knew before I did. Poor man, they whispered. She's not even hiding it. I was the last to see but the first to act. I didn't scream. I didn't cry. I simply started planning. Betrayal has a price, and she would pay it in full. It was a text message that ended it all. Last night was incredible. Can't wait to feel you again. No name. Just a number. 1 of 3. I stood there staring at her unlocked phone, feeling nothing. No rage. No heartbreak. Just clarity. I scrolled through the messages, absorbing each betrayal in silence. Different men, same words. She had built an entire second life within the ruins of our marriage. When she came home, she kissed me on the cheek like nothing had changed. But everything had. I set the phone down, met her eyes, and smiled. You must be tired, I said, voice steady. Long day. She nodded, oblivious. That night I held her close, letting her believe I was still hers, letting her believe she still had time. The next morning I met with a lawyer. By the afternoon I was speaking with a realtor. I would not give her a dramatic confrontation. That was too easy. No, I would make her feel it piece by piece. Until she was left with nothing but regret. The first step was financial. I liquidated our joint savings, moved everything into accounts she couldn't touch. The apartment, our home, went on the market overnight. I had the locks changed before she could notice. Then I started whispering to the right people. A friend at her office owed me a favor. I made sure her boss heard suspicions of unprofessional conduct, the kind of whispers that stick even without proof. She came home one frustration lining her face. My boss is acting weird. I think someone's spreading lies about me. I nodded, feigning concern. That's terrible. Inside, I watched her unravel. Then the messages stopped coming. One by one, the men disappeared. Calls unanswered. Texts left unread. She checked her phone obsessively, confusion turning to desperation. I had made sure of it. One had a wife who received an anonymous detailing his late-night escapades. Another had a career that couldn't withstand a scandal. The last simply lost interest once the chase was gone. She was starting to feel the loneliness she once claimed to suffer from good. This was only the beginning. The apartment sold faster than expected. She came home to an eviction notice taped to the door. She stormed inside, eyes wide. What the hell is this? I sipped my coffee. We're moving. You didn't even tell me. I set my cup down. Did you tell me about them? Silence. A flicker of fear in her eyes. I leaned forward, my voice calm. I know, darling. About all of them. She opened her mouth and excused something, but nothing came. You said you felt lonely, I continued. So I gave you what you wanted. Freedom. Her hands trembled. You don't have to do this. I smiled. I already have. By the end of the week, the apartment was empty. She had nowhere to go. I left the keys on the counter, walked past her without a second glance. She called after me, her voice breaking. "Please, we can fix this." I didn't stop. She wasn't worth fixing. I cut off her access to everything. No money, no home, no stability. The last time I saw her, she was sitting on the steps of our clutching a half-packed suitcase. The neighbor she once laughed with now avoided her gaze. She looked up at me, eyes hollow. "I didn't mean to hurt," she whispered. I felt alone. I crouched beside her, tilting my head. "And do you feel alone now?" Tears welled in her eyes. "Yes," I nodded. "Good." Then I walked away. The messages started a week later. "I made a mistake. I need you, please. Let's talk." I let them sit unanswered. Then came the calls. Voicemails laced with desperation. Apologies spilling between sobs. I played them back once, not out of weakness, but to remind myself why I did this. I had loved her once, but love is not a shield against betrayal. One final message arrived. A long rambling confession. She had lost her job. No one wanted to rent to her. She had burned every bridge. "I should have chosen you," she cried. "Please, I just wanna come home." I typed my response carefully. "You did choose, darling. And so did I." Then I blocked her number. Justice is not about anger. It is not about rage. It is about consequences. She had made her choices, and I had made mine. Now she had nothing. No lovers. No home. No safety net. Just the hollow space where we used to be. And I was free. Betrayal is a debt. Some pay in regret, others in ruin. She paid in full.